it on, please, Greg. What is ISO 27001? ISO 27001 is the internationally agreed best framework for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and improving an information security management system for an organization. The requirements in the standard are generic and are applicable to all organizations, regardless of type, size, or nature. It is the gold standard to adopt for protecting your financial data, intellectual property, IT, and customer information. The current version of the standard is dated 2022. However, the 2013 version is still valid until October 2025. I'm going to focus today on the 2022 version. You can see on the left there are 6 main areas in the body of the standard. We call them clauses. Clause 4 details the needs and expectations of interested parties and the scope, where your standard applies, the organization and the context of the organization and what applies in your system. The 5 and 6 deals with leadership and planning. How to demonstrate leadership in a cyber resilience organization, the policies, the risk assessment, the risk treatment planning, defined risks and responsibilities, and typical improvement goals and objectives. Part 7 of the standard deals with the competence of the personnel in your IT, competence of the personnel across your organization, and awareness of cybersecurity, communication. How do you communicate to all of the personnel in your organization what they need to do to interact with the system, and the operational planning. Section 9 of the standards deals with internal audits. Is your procedures and processes embedded in your organization? How do you know where to focus your corrective action? How are you monitoring the effectiveness of your system? What information you give to management? How management can review how well the system is implemented. Is it working for management? Is it giving management information it needs? And section 10 of the standard focuses on improvement. How are you addressing pen test issues? How are you addressing vulnerabilities, methodology and handling of non-conformance, typically internal audit issues, customer feedback, those kind of areas. A lot of the work in implementing the standard involves addressing the 93 security controls contained in Annex A. You see that in the red on the right there. The organization must document a statement of applicability detailing how these 93 controls are addressed, and also if there are some controls that are not applicable. Example, if your organization does not develop software, then obviously, as you know, the software development controls will not apply. So the summary there is 93 controls applicable in Annex A of the standard. These are the Annex A. These are the Annex A, the 93 Annex A controls in a summary type format. There are 4 main categories. Category A5 contains the organization controls. I haven't listed them all there, but there are 37 controls that you need to adopt within A5 of the Annex A. They detail, segregation of duties, threat intelligence, for example, inventory of assets, acceptable use of assets, classification of data, access rights, incident management, business continuity, your policies in cloud services, or how you control your cloud services, how you control suppliers. So 37 controls in the organizational area. In the A6 area, which is focused on your people controls, there are 8 separate controls. For example, there'll be screening, disciplinary process, non-disclosure, contracts, security awareness, your join us and leave us policy, all addressed within those controls. The A7 controls, that's 14 of them, they address physical, for example, your physical security perimeters, physical entry to your offices, clear desk policies, secure disposal of equipment and evidence of that. In section A8 of the annex, you have 34 technological controls. These focus on endpoint devices, privileged access control, access rights review, malware protection, data leakage protection, backup, logging, web filtering, cryptography. Again, there's a number of controls within here. If you're developing software, for example, secure coding, your software development, lifecycle modeling, how you're testing, security testing. There's controls on change management. And one of the most important one is the management of the technical vulnerabilities within your system related to your information security. For example, results of testing and what your vulnerability tools and alerts are telling you about the vulnerabilities that are current in your system. So that's a quick summary of all of the controls.